Hey Queens, welcome back to another episode of the Wedding Hive podcast. Today I'm joined with Colty and Luke. Welcome you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
I know we're so excited to have you on. So fun fact, if you guys do not know, we, Kelsey and I work at a wedding venue called the Willow out in Surprise, Arizona. And you guys are one of the first two couples to get married there. So we wanted to have you guys on, talk about your wedding experience and years later, and now you have a baby. So we're going to get into it, but we love to do with all of our guests a yes or no question. So did you guys, yes or no, do it on your wedding night?
No. Honestly, we went back to the wigwam after our wedding.
Oh, so we love the wigwam.
Yes, we had a big room block and everyone was there and we partied probably till like 4. And by the time we got back to the hotel, we were absolutely exhausted.
Just completely passed out.
Oh my
God. So we said, let's save it for the next night.
Right.
You know?
And I was like, it's not even, I totally feel it. I'm the same way. Me and my husband also got married at the Willow. So we love them. But we went out, to Westgate right after. And then like, by the time we got home, I'm like, don't remember getting home. And I was like, we'll save it for later. So I think there's a big misconception or like a big thing of like, oh, you always have to do it. And it's like, a lot of people don't realize when you get married, the day of is so long.
Yes.
It is it's so fun, but it's exhausting. Like, I don't know about you. I had to get up at like 6 a.m., wash my hair, get to hair and makeup, but.
Yeah, I feel like especially for the women, it is an extremely long day.
Yep.
And then by the time it's over, you're like, oh my gosh, that was it. Like, you're sad, but you're also relieved because like the months and months of planning.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah.
And then the guys just like go golfing.
I was going to say, my day wasn't too stressful.
The guys are like, we just like pulled up, like got a sandwich. Like we're just like chilling.
I think they had like a group workout. They went to the pool.
I
had
love
like best
that.
time.
And I've seen the whole thing like, the guys just show up at like 12 and it's like, they don't have to do all the hair and makeup and stuff. So they get lucky. But I love that. So, but you guys, as you know, we have a new sponsor for Vodka. Would you guys like to take a shot with me and tell me what you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We have our shots ready. We don't have any chasers, so, hopefully you guys are
going into it raw.
We're just cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, God. Ooh.
Honestly, very smooth.
Right?
Yeah.
It kind of just like goes right down and...
Wow.
Right?
That was really good.
You could use a chaser, but
You don't
even need it.
Are you guys, when it comes to drinking, do you like vodka, tequila? What's like your drink of choice?
Vodka, I would say, truthfully. Yeah.
Yeah, vodka. I'm a big martini, espresso martini, dirty martini.
I haven't gotten into the dirty martinis. I love an espresso martini, but I'm just like, I don't know. Because it's like, I used to bartend it and like, so I know it's just like vermouth and like pretty much all vodka. And I'm like, can I do that? I don't know. Can I handle it?
Two is like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's quick. You know, you feel it quick and it's like,
cheaper at the bar.
Exactly.
Like you don't even have to worry about it. So I heard that you guys have been together since you were 14. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a little hiatus.
Yes, on and off throughout. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to dive into like your story for a little bit and like how you met and how you got to eventually wedding day?
Yeah. So we met our freshman year of high school. One of our friends at the time was having her quinceañera. And so we were actually both in it. And that's how we met.
Wow.
And we honestly were friends at first, just kind of hit it off. And then time went on, started like getting a connection, dated a little bit throughout high school. And then in college, we were both college athletes. So we ended up going to opposite ends of the country. And we were together our freshman year. And then truly just thought it was best for the both of us to kind of take a break, figure it out. And, said if it was meant to be, it'll find its way back. And I moved back to Arizona and he was still in school. And I had this crazy like medical situation and he ended up reaching out to me, seeing if I was okay and everything. And we hung out. I think we went to dinner and a movie, just, catching up. We hadn't seen each other in probably 2 years. And never stopped hanging out after that. Got right back together. And
that's so crazy.
Yeah, honestly, it's
I love that.
cool because we never broke up in a bad way. Like, it was always amicable. We always stayed friends.
Yeah.
I felt like we always really supported each other. And so when we got back together, it was like, my mom was like, yay, I'm so happy.
I love that. I think it's crazy to like, because everyone's love story is so different. So like to know each other since you were then like 14 and then all of life's things happen. And then to bring you guys back together is like, I love that so much.
Yeah, I joke that like our parents have seen each other as like young kids.
Oh, that's true. Your family members.
Older teenagers, college kids.
Yeah. Like I was getting
20s.
dropped off at her house when I was 15 because like I didn't have my license.
That's so crazy.
So my parents would like drop me off, be like, okay, when are we picking you up? Like set a time for pickup and everything.
Oh my gosh, that's so full circle. I love that. So with since knowing each other since you were 14, I think a lot of people think high school sweethearts and stuff. Like, how do you do it? How do you think that the years, how you've, not in a bad way, but like, I mean, to be with someone and know someone for so long, what's your method to your madness, essentially, as a couple? How do you think you made it? Patience. Off the bat, he's like, lots and lots of patience.
No, I mean, you have to take a very different approach, because when you meet each other at 14 and we're now 33, 32, you're learning yourself, you're growing up. So I think the biggest key for us was never speaking ill on each other. Even when we did break up, like it was never, like she said, it was very PC. It was like, hey, this isn't working out. We need to kind of figure something out. So I just think that was always really what took us to the next level because we always had love for each other, just didn't really work out at certain times.
Yeah.
So,
No, I totally agree. I feel like the biggest part of having a healthy relationship is never speaking ill on your partner or like even when you're like in that moment of anger or I feel like I realized growing up, like there would be times where me and my like fiance would get in like arguments and I just realized as years went, I'm like, I want to keep everything about our relationship private. Yes. Like just you and me. Because, it's hard when you're, younger and I'm sure you're like, oh my God, like Luke did this thing. It was super annoying. And then it's like, but then.
Why me? No,
I mean, Colty also did this one thing that really annoyed me. And it's like, you never want the perception of your partner to be ill from outsiders or like people on the outside, even if it's friends, family.
100%.
But I don't know if you guys agree on that because I just.
No, 100%. And I feel like we've seen so many stages of each other. Like we've been lucky to be able to fall in love in every stage and continue to do that. And so I think, understanding that we are absolutely not the same people that we were when we were 14 or 18 or even 25.
Yep.
And that's exciting. And
I love that.
I think we built our relationship on the foundation of being friends. And like we have so much fun together and we have a lot of commonalities and I think we enjoy a lot of the same things and so that's been one of the things that we bond over since we were young.
Yeah. Do you think it's lasted so long because you had that initial friendship and it wasn't there in the beginning and then it turned into something that was more than friendship?
Yeah, I think that for sure. I think also our break in college was really nice because we got to experience and like live who we wanted to be and figure things out. And, now I say for a lot of couples that are together since high school, they don't get that. They always have that, like, what if?
Constantly. Yeah.
What,
like, what if I went?
What if I did this? But we got to do that. And we still ended up back together. And so it's like, we always kind of knew that it was going to be each other, just a matter of when.
Yep. What timing.
And so, and the timing worked out how it was supposed to.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Luke, how did you propose? We want to know. We talked about proposal. We talked about engagement. How did you propose?
Yeah. So I, of course, had the classic pressure because Colty and I dated for so long of like, when are you going to ask her? When are you going to ask her?
Was that super annoying?
Me, though.
No, it wasn't. Never from her.
No, yeah.
Because I always reassured her. I was like, hey, I want to marry you, but this is my plan. We wanted to buy a house first and just do so many other things prior to getting engaged. So, but yeah, I mean, the classic, like, when are you doing it? When are you
you've been together for so long.
Yeah,
when is it coming?
Yeah. Well, I actually had a plan to do it at the Wigwam, July 2020.
2020.
So
okay.
yeah, that was like my original plan. And then COVID hit. So like nothing was able to like,
I
know.
right?
Right?
Damn, we hate you.
Yes, we do.
The wigwam is really close in our family. Actually, her sister's husband, his dad, like was like a long-term worker there and just had like a lot of ties there. So it really resonates with us. So I was like, okay, what we're gonna do is go to the wigwam, and I'm gonna do this whole spiel, all this thing. But COVID hit.
This is so funny because I did not know about this at all. This is the first time I'm hearing about the
Wigwam
part.
You knew the wigwam part, not
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No. I knew you were going to do it in like the summer of 2020, but I did not know.
Oh,
so this is actually really cute. Yeah, that's really cute.
This is so cute. I love that.
Yeah. So, didn't do that, and then ended up proposing in November, so Thanksgiving of 2020.
Okay.
So just a few, like 6 or so months later after that.
And it calmed down. And did you do it public, private? Where was it?
Public to our like family. So it's funny because we've been together for so long. Our families now actually do all the holidays together, which
They're
has just
super
been
close.
That sounds
awesome.
so clutch.
Oh my God.
That sounds like heaven on earth to me.
Yes.
It really is. We feel really lucky that they all
It's been
get along.
incredible. Yeah. Instead of having like a couple hours here and then drive to another place. Yeah. So
it's on one spot.
We have been doing that for a few years leading up to that date of always like having the family there. And her biggest request was like, I want my family there when you ask me, like, so I was like, okay. So trying to think of like how to do that. Well, especially with how COVID was too. Like in the beginning part, it was like, you can't travel with more than X amount of people. When you do travel, you're quarantining for a few days and like all of this stuff. So you just really had to get like creative.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, so
see what we can work with. What can we make happen?
Next time we are all going to be together.
Well, then it's annoying too if like you obviously were like, I want my family there, and then COVID, and they're like, you can only have 5, and you're just like,
Yep. So got some curveballs thrown at me in the beginning, but did it on Thanksgiving. We did it that year. My sister hosted. So the way her like house is set up is she has like a big Arcadia like sliding glass door, like right when you initially walk in. So I like had that black tarp. So when she first walked in, she was like, what, where is everyone? I was like, oh, I think they're outside. So just like super like casual, laid
I don't know. Like, everyone's out there.
Yeah,
like,
I was so blindsided. Like
her thing for her was like, I'm gonna know when you're gonna ask me because like you're such a nervous guy. Like I'm just gonna see it on you. So I had it internally. I was like, no way, you're not gonna know. Like I had
you said this is the one thing I got to pull off. You said it's not happening.
Yeah. Like you ain't gonna know a damn thing. So that was like my biggest strategy was like just play cool. Like so I was like, I don't know. And then we walked out and we unveiled like after the curtain, and I had like a rose petal like set up for her and like a little like heart like hedge wall set for her.
It was like in roses.
Yeah.
The whole thing was like set up. There was like drapery. There was lights. It was like it was stunning.
Stepping out.
I do have.
He said there's no expense for money here. Okay.
Well, my mom.
He said my girl's gonna get what she wants.
She's an event planner. My mom is.
Oh,
so
perfect.
I can't take all the credit.
No, but still,
my
that's
mom's amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, and she definitely helped me with like the whole thing. So
she's truly she's the best.
Yeah.
She came in so clutch. She always does, but she came in very clutch and
that's so awesome. You guys have a good like healthy family dynamic with each other's sides because there's a lot of people out there who don't get along with their significant others like side of the family and that can be a tough like subject or time to deal with. So I love that you guys are just like kumbaya on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So far.
You said we're waiting for some shit to pop off eventually.
You never know.
One too many mimosas, who knows?
Exactly.
That's so cute. I love that proposal.
I always joke like, I looking back, I should have known.
Yep.
Like his sister and I are really close, and leading up to it, she wouldn't come in the house. Like
you're like,
she would like stop by and I think talk to him about it or drop something off or do something.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, did your sister just come? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, what the heck? Where'd she go? Like, I didn't even get to say hi. And he was like, oh, she had to run. And I was like, that's so weird. That's not her. She would not do that.
Yeah.
And looking back, I'm like, oh, and she's like, I was so nervous. I didn't want to blow
I can't even speak to you.
she's like, I had to get out of there. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, it's like, you don't want to ruin the proposal.
Yeah.
Like, it's the proposal. So she's like, I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah. Amazing surprise for sure.
Oh, I love that. That was a surprise for you. I feel like a lot of people, like me, when I got engaged, I was like, I knew. I was just like, yeah.
I think that's a girl thing. Like you guys always are trying to be like, I know and stuff.
Yeah, it's you should get your nails done, and we're gonna. And I'm like, okay, but it's always that moment. I'm sure, like it's so euphoric. I'm sure you guys. I don't know how you guys felt, but getting engaged, it's like, oh my God, it's finally here. And this is happening. And it's like an out of body experience. It really is. So did you have like a speech or did you like cry the whole time?
I didn't. I wasn't too emotional with it. I don't know. I kind of am a little reserved with that. So I like brought her to, I remember like the area that I had like kind of set up for her. And I was like, I love you so much. And like, I wanted your family here to see this. Like, will you marry me? So I kept it like super short.
I blacked out. So I couldn't even exactly what he said. I was like in shock.
I know. It's almost, I don't know. We'll get into it more. Obviously, you guys got married, but I just remember a few weeks after I was talking to my now brother-in-law and I was like, oh yeah, I feel like I blacked out. And he's like, you were drunk? And I was like, no. I was like, it's literally all this time you've been with, I mean, since you're 14 knowing this person, I'm sure it's even crazier, and all this planning and it's finally there. It's like walking down, you're just like, oh wait, like we're actually here right now. Like this is, we're getting married. Yeah. What is this? It's literally an out of body experience. I don't know if you guys felt like
100%.
That.
It was incredible. Like it's almost, you can't even describe it because you think about it, you talk about it, and then it actually happens and you just like, oh my gosh, this is it. Like this is happening.
Yeah. Are you guys like, do you guys like being the center of attention or how do you guys deal with that? I feel like, did you guys have a big wedding party or like guest count?
No. So our wedding party was only our siblings. So he has a sister and brother. Okay. I have a sister and brother. So it worked out perfectly, 2 and 2. Yeah. And then we actually kept our wedding really, really small. We were going back and forth about even eloping.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so my biggest thing was I wanted my dad to walk me down the aisle and I wanted my first dance with him. Aww. So that kind of leaned us to, okay, well, we'll have a wedding.
Yep.
But yeah, we wanted to keep it really small. Small, right? It was like 70 maybe, I think.
Yeah, I think
70
72 ended up showing.
Oh,
yeah.
That was like the official number. But we invited 85 or
80 maybe,
something around
that. So, and it was perfect.
Oh, I love that. I had a small I had 55 people at the end of it, and I felt like that was perfect. Yeah. I'm not against big wedding guest counts, but I feel like I got to talk to everyone, and it's not so overwhelming, and you want those people there that like really love and care about you. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so with the wedding planning process, there's always the bride plans everything, runs the show. Colty, what did you plan? And Luke, what did you plan when it came to the wedding day?
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
You go first. Yours is gonna be long. So.
Okay. Or like, is it that not stigma, but at least me, I pretty much planned our whole wedding, and my husband just kind of showed up. Or I would send him stuff for opinions. He'd be like, "Yeah, like whatever you want," or "Yeah, that looks good." So, how did that look for your guys' process?
Yeah, I feel like I pretty much planned the whole thing.
Yes.
And honestly,
no shame.
No shame at all. It was kind of nice. I enjoyed it and I wanted to do it. I filled him in. I felt like when it was necessary, but I'd be like, hey, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And he'd be like, cool, love it. And really, because our wedding party was so small, I really relied on my sister, his mom, and his sister to kind of help and guide me. Yeah. Obviously, his mom is a queen of event planning. So
true.
Yeah,
the event planner came in.
Exactly. It was really nice to have that.
Yeah.
And then truly just kind of everything. And we wanted it simple. Like I didn't want a whole lot of stuff involved. Like,
my decorations and stuff.
Yeah, my biggest thing was I want to be able to hang out with the people that I invited. Like those are, our chosen family, along with our blood family, but our chosen family. And so being able to spend time with them that day, I didn't want too many extra things around. So we kept it pretty simple. I felt like it was easy to plan. So it was good.
Luke, what did you plan?
Well, I'm going to take credit for my mom. No.
You're like, so I'm her son, so like basically I planned the whole thing.
Everything she did.
That's true.
I was a part of, so.
No, but I took the groom's suits really serious. So like I was really dialed in on that, my suit as well.
For sure.
And then just like little random things I feel like I kind of like gave opinions on. But for the most part, truly. I was just thumbs up.
Go girl.
Yeah, you got
this. I know, it's like always like the videos, it's like you show them and they're like, good job. You're like,
this looks great.
Yeah, you said this is what we've been planning for the last, how long did you take to plan your guys' wedding? Or what was the time frame?
So we were engaged November 2020, got married April of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So
we took some time. Yeah, we enjoyed being engaged. I will say he had a really cool suit. And so I felt like took a lot of pride in like
Actually, I think I saw a picture. Was it orange? Or
it's like a rustic orange.
Orange. Okay. So, yes. Okay. I saw that.
He flew to California and got it custom made from David August.
Okay, he said, I'm going to show out.
That's right.
I love that.
Yeah, I had to.
And it was amazing. But even, it's so funny, we laughed, like the wedding day, there were some little things that his mom did that like set up like their couches or cute decor things that like I didn't even know about, that we showed up and they were there, and it was like just made it all come together so perfectly. So I feel like, we definitely had a lot of help, and that was
it made the process like easier.
Very much so.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, with Luke sounds he got kind of fancy with his suit. How was your wedding dress shopping experience?
It was good. I'm a fairly simple girly. So I went to one spot. I tried on about 3 dresses, and by the 3rd dress, I was like, all right, this is it. It was a little different, though, because of COVID.
Oh, that's right, because you have to get it early.
Yeah, so when I went, there could only be, I think, 3 people. So I had my mom, my sister, my grandma, and my aunt. And it was fairly quick. Yeah. They are the best, but they are also very opinionated. So they surely told me what looked good and didn't.
You said, tell me how you feel.
Yeah. So when I tried on the dress and they all gave me a thumbs up, I was like, cool, let's get it. Let's get out of here. And that kind of did it. So I joke with Luke, like, maybe I'll pretend like I'm getting married again and go wedding dress shopping, and it'll just be us two.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cute. That would be fun.
So that's on our to-do list at some point.
Eventually.
I know. Renewal and something like that.
That would be cute. And then you guys could just go together because you've already had like the whole experience and everything with that.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So we've talked about on the podcast Bachelorette parties. Ooh. Did you guys do a joint one? Did you do separate?
Separate for sure.
Separate? Okay. Do you think you're glad you did separate? Like I did a joint one and I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. We went to Rocky Point, got a big beach house.
Oh, wow. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So it was fun because then we got to go out at night together and we did separate things we wanted to. But I'm interested to see like another person's perspective of like doing separate. How was that experience? Was it?
I loved it. My sister planned my bachelorette party and it was perfect. Like every part of it, it was everything I ever wanted. So I felt really lucky. We actually stayed in Arizona. So she rented this huge house in Scottsdale. A lot of my friends are very athletic and competitive. So the house had pickleball, it had basketball, it had a swimming pool, it had mini golf, and so like,
oh wow,
it was a lot of like,
any sport you can think of, we got it.
That's right. So
don't even try me. We have them all.
Exactly. We wanted to have some fun, so we actually like broke into 2 groups. It was like very fun and competitive, drinking games. Yeah. We had yoga, a chef, and then
a chef,
and then a masseuse came in and gave everyone individual hour-long massages. So very relaxing, very fun, just like honestly right up my alley, like everything I ever wanted. So as much as I love his friends and we all get along and like everyone knows each other, it was the best thing ever.
Just have the girls' time.
Separate,
yeah. And we always joke the bachelor parties, you guys just pull up, no plans. Is that what you guys did?
That's exactly what it was. Yeah. It was
Where did you guys go?
We went to Vegas.
Classic.
Yeah, we did the whole casino. It was actually like right when the circuit like swim. I forgot what it's called. It's like a sports book. It's like a huge like Circa swim. So it's like this just gigantic outdoor like pool with like multiple monitors for like games, betting, and all of that. So it was fun.
Oh my God.
Nothing planned, but ended up
nothing
being
planned.
great.
You just pull up, and the guys just go with the flow. Us girls are like, we need every single minute scheduled out. Like, and everyone has to have a theme dress for each night.
I'd be like, so what are you guys going to do tonight? And he's like, I got no idea. I'm like, okay.
You're like, okay.
Sounds good.
I'm like, I would spiral, but I love that for you. I love the go with the flow.
Go out, have fun, live your best life. I'll see you on Monday when you get home.
Yeah, love exactly. So speaking of, you went on your bachelorette party to Vegas. How do you guys feel about strip clubs?
I like them. I actually joked like he should have.
She's like, when you're there. Obviously, that's what I said.
They're so fun.
Yeah.
A little women empowerment.
Yeah.
You know? No, I joked he definitely should have gone to one.
Okay, so you didn't go in Vegas. No. You didn't do the whole...
No, we just really were drinking and gambling to where it, like, next thing you know, we looked at the clock and it was... whatever time we're like, okay,
you're like,
our day is completely, like, what are we doing?
3 a.m. Okay.
It was very like heavily gamble focused. So
okay. How do you feel about if she went to a strip club, a male strip club?
I wouldn't care. No. I don't know.
One of my friends.
No judgment towards it.
We actually, me and my best friend planned our other besties bachelorette party in Idaho in like Coeur d'Alene. So we had like the lake house.
Fun.
Random spot, but very,
lake
very
house,
beautiful.
Like, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we did get a male stripper to come to the house, and we picked out this guy, and the guy that showed up was not him at all.
Stop.
The guy we picked out was like tall, buff, handsome,
what you would think.
Yeah, the guy that showed up was like short, skinny, bald, and we were like, oh my gosh. But it was so fun, so funny. Yeah.
I'm sure you guys just died laughing.
The memories, we still joke about it.
Oh, I bet.
So
you're like,
we didn't do that for mine, but absolutely
catfish
hilarious.
stripper?
Yeah.
They're out there, you guys.
They are out
there. They're out there, okay.
Especially when you go to a random spot.
I know. They're like, taking pictures from the internet. They're like, that's not them.
Yeah.
That's like, have you guys seen The Proposal with...
Yes.
And she's like...
Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yes. Okay. And they take her out and it's like the one short stubby. And she's like, what is going on? I'm like, I live for it though, but...
So fun.
So with planning your wedding, do you guys have anything that you either... I hate the word regret because I feel like I don't regret anything, but like maybe wish you would have done on your wedding day, or do you feel like everything was perfect to what you guys would have wanted?
I wouldn't say there's anything in particular that we would have done on the wedding day specifically. Mm-hmm. I think there are a few people we didn't invite that I regret and we should have invited. And I would say that is probably my biggest regret. Other than that, I feel like the day itself went really smooth.
Yeah.
Like it was seamless. But yeah, I would say just
not inviting more people that you wish you would have invited.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have, so if you feel like your day went perfect and seamless, what advice would you give to couples? Like what did you stick to that you feel like during the planning process that got you to that day that was, as you just said, perfect, nothing went wrong, we loved it?
I would say honestly, just, you have this plan and you want things to go exactly how it's supposed to and stuff, but on the actual day, I tried to really soak up every moment. So even if something did go wrong or wasn't exactly how I thought it was going to be, I kind of just wanted to roll with the punches and know like the most important thing is I'm walking down the aisle and I get to marry Luke, and that was it. So we didn't stay apart the night before. We slept in the same bed, like in the same room.
I was actually going to ask you guys that. Oh, yeah. So that's perfect. Okay.
And I didn't want to. I didn't want to stay apart.
Yeah.
We left each other that morning, but that morning when I woke up, I was really anxious. Not to marry him, but I just think...
It's a big day.
It's a big day. You take all this time to plan, and then it's finally here, and, you do want it to go great.
For sure.
I started doing squats and like lunges in the hotel room. I was like, I was tripping.
She's like, you have sage and shit. You're like,
I'm like walking around. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I just gotta like, calm myself
get out
down.
the jitters. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. So I would say that honestly did help.
Yeah.
And then just kind of being laid back and going with it and knowing that at the end of it, like I get to marry my best friend. That's it. if stuff goes wrong, whatever, what else is going to happen? It'll all work out how it's supposed to.
Yep. I totally agree. I feel like that's why a lot of people don't have good wedding days, but they have so high expectations that it like ruins the day.
Definitely.
If something goes wrong, it's the end of the world. And exactly, you worded it perfectly. Like, you get to walk down the aisle, so like you get to marry your best friend, and that's really all that matters.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's the whole reason you're there. So,
did you feel nervous?
No, nervous, no. But yeah, to your point, I mean, you kept me calm by just being like, whatever happens.
Yeah.
It's not like we can't, you can't be stressed out of things we can't control. So, that's where it was, I liked it. It was enjoyable for that.
You can do so much stuff to have the perfect day, and then the weather could be bad, or something can rip, or like my husband forgot his wedding shoes. Thankfully, they noticed quickly, and he lived close, and I was like, forgot your shoes? What do you mean?
That's a real story. That's
literally, my wedding day.
Gosh.
Our photographer got there, and the second photographer was like, hey, I'm going to go split off to the groom's suite and start taking, detail photos. And then she came back like 3 minutes later, and we're like, oh, is something wrong? She's like, I don't want to worry you, but he forgot his shoes. I'm like, sounds like John. It was like his brother and his two brothers hopped in their car, zoomed to our apartment, grabbed him, and they had plenty of time. But I was like, oh, okay. But things like that, you don't plan. You think, I have this, I have my veil, I have my dress, I have my shoes. And then it's so much commotion at once that you could forget stuff like that.
I will say that I loved my makeup and hair people. They were fabulous.
Okay.
But when we were leaving, I was like, we have to go to the Willow and then we'll do final touches there. And they were like, we don't know that. We have to go somewhere else. And I was like,
oh, shoot.
What? So I did get a little nervous in that, but the company, amazing. The owner actually reached out, sent somebody. She was there before we arrived at the Willow. And so it ended up,
working good.
Rectified it perfectly. Yeah. But I would say that was the only thing, because I was like, I'm a sweaty girl. So I was like,
we live in Arizona. It's hot out here.
Yeah. And just like the nerves. I was like,
and you're sweating because
your girl is going to need some final touches. So,
I need some powder, girl.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
So it worked out. But that was the only thing that I was a little nervous about. But yeah, easy.
I love that. Okay. So my last question to kind of wrap up, obviously with marriage comes kids usually.
Yes.
You guys waited a few years after getting married to have your first kid. Did you ever feel pressure from family, friends to have a kid right away, or especially already knowing each other for so long, and then it's like, okay, you've already been together for so long, where's the kids? How did you feel with that, or how did your situation look like?
Yeah, I mean, we've always taken a very slow approach to all things, like the marriage, the wedding, engagement.
Slow and steady wins the race.
We just like to do, we like to beat to our own drum kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, it's funny, all her friends are all married, all have kids and everything.
Okay.
So we definitely felt a little pressure just because of that. But yeah, we've always had kind of our plan and what we wanted to do. We really wanted to enjoy being engaged, enjoy being married before doing this. So we knew, bringing a kid into the world is a huge commitment. And
literally,
we just weren't ready for it.
It's a whole ass child.
Right?
You gotta take care of them.
So we just took, a very calculated approach and did it when we felt we were really ready. And so
I think that's the best way to go about it, is just listening to your timeline and what's going to work best for you as a couple. Definitely. And prioritizing what you think is,
of course, I mean, we'd be lying if we said we didn't feel pressure, just because that's what everyone, you get engaged, everyone's like, when's the wedding? You get married, and then it's like, when's the kids? Then you have more kids, when's the second kid? The questions,
it's always
never end.
It's like, all you guys is want.
Like, how much can we get?
You said, what else more do you want? Take it easy.
Yeah. I always told him I wanted to wait till I was 30. I don't know why. It wasn't any particular reason, but I just felt like at 30, we have lived our 20s and had fun, and then we'll try to have a kid. And that's when we were like, all right, 2 years married. We're like, let's try it out. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. I'm in the same mindset too. Me and my husband, we were like, oh, we're going to Europe for a honeymoon in September. Obviously don't want to be pregnant during that, because I'm trying to drink wine on the beach of Italy.
You gotta enjoy, girl.
I'm trying to, enjoy myself. And I was like, oh, we'll try after that. And then we were like, we really want a house. So we're like, let's push it back a year. And then I'm like the same. I'm like, I want to wait till I'm like 30. I feel like we'll have it together. And then if maybe we don't have it together by then. We've tried as much as we could to like, you know, because I feel like there's always no perfect time to have a baby or like
100%.
no perfect time to, you know, and all these life adventures and stuff. But I'm like, you know what? I feel like we give ourselves another year, even if we don't get a house. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it and just not wait any longer because I want a kid soon.
Yeah.
But, you know, gotta wait a little bit.
And honestly, it's been
Is the best.
Oh my gosh.
How's motherhood been? And like anything that you feel like you didn't expect that you've gone through, or how has it been?
You know, so I ended up having a C-section and I knew I was going to have one going into it. But I will say, harder than I thought, a little more humbling than I thought, you know. I felt like I was going to be like, oh, easy breezy, let me take this on, no problem. And it was just different. Like, it was just different than I thought. But truly, I feel like just with our personalities, it's go with the flow. We're fairly laid back. It's been really good. I mean, obviously, there are hard days. Yeah. But overall, it's been amazing. You can probably hear him.
I know. So yeah, he's back there.
He's back there. But it's truly been the magical
experience.
time of, I feel like, both of our lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you feel the same, or how's it been?
Oh yeah, I mean, of course, physically, it's a little different for me.
Yes,
for sure.
yeah. Unfortunately, that's when we have to carry the kids.
Right.
So, you know, it's a little different.
Yeah, but I mean, mentality-wise, completely changed me as a man and just what I stand for and everything. It's been an amazing journey so far, for sure. Yeah.
Well, I love you guys. Full circle, literally from 14 to now, and you have a baby.
I know.
Does that feel like weird to think about sometimes, that you've known each other for so long and like now you're at this point? Not in a bad way, but it's like, oh my gosh, like we've literally been through it all.
And it's been really cool to see, like I said, ourselves in different stages and
of your lives.
Yeah, and this just being the best one. I feel really lucky. I get to stay home every day with him, and so I've transitioned to a stay-at-home mom, and it's the best title and job that I feel like I could have ever asked for. And so getting to spend that quality time with him, I feel really lucky that Luke, as a man, has, you know, allowed me to do that. But then also, like, our partnership and like the way we work has been able to, we are both thriving, and it's just,
and having the best life.
It truly is.
I love your guys' love story so much. I think it's so good to see someone from the beginning to where you are now, and just, I think a lot of times relationships don't work out because they don't want to accept that people change and that you're not going to be the same person forever. Right. And, you know, life can throw something at you that you don't expect and change you forever, or, you know, you never know. And so I think you guys are a testament to, you know, you grow, you change together, and that's what makes marriage work.
Yeah. And we always joke, we always say, a little communication goes a long way. And that's
just communicate.
Communicate, please. Yeah, that's our biggest thing, because it wasn't our plan for me to stay home. I ended up leaving my job when I was pregnant. It just wasn't a good situation, a little toxic. And so I left, and we had a good conversation and pivoted and said, all right, we're going to do this.
And that is a healthy, happy relationship, everyone. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. I know our viewers and listeners are going to really appreciate all your advice and going through from where you are to where you are now with the baby.
Yeah. So thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on. So, well, thank you guys so much for listening into this week's episode. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.